Most people live in a very negative state, and they mold their whole life around trying to escape that negative state by making money or friends. But the funny thing is when you sit down and you really put yourself in a good state, you see so easily that your state of being has nothing to do with what you have or what you've accomplished. It's something that you can change right now. Part of the problem is that people who are in a very negative state of being, which is most people, even if they don't realize it, is everything they look at is clouded in that negativity. So if for example, if you're in a very negative state right now, and I'm telling you that it's possible to get out of this state and experience very deep positivity, then it's fairly likely that that idea to you will be gift wrapped in negativity, and therefore you won't really be able to see it for what it is. You won't be able to see positivity for what it really is, which is beautiful and so much different than anything that a negative person could conceive of. So the first step is to recognize that it is worth changing your negative state to a positive state. And even if your mind is telling you that's not worth it, it's just a lie coming from that negative state of being. Don't believe it. So the second step is to become grounded or become present and begin to experience all of the negative emotions and begin to look at them. Because you can't change a negative state from a positive state if you're not aware of the negative state. So the first step is always to just sit still and be one with everything you're feeling. And meditation can really help with this. And if you don't like meditation, then there's a reason, and it's because you have these emotions that you're too scared to sit with. And I promise you that if you never learn to sit with them, they will never go away, because you'll constantly be trying to suppress them. So you have to learn to sit with them. And the third step, one that I've been experimenting with lately, and it's the most important step, even though the rest of the steps are necessary to get here, is to raise your frequency by intentionally putting yourself in a positive frequency. And you can do this by imagining a higher place or a higher dimension or something beautiful, something incredibly beautiful. And when you do this, you can feel your vibration raise, and you can feel all these positive emotions that you never really experience. And you'll be amazed at how powerful it is to feel that way, because you never experience it, so you don't really remember what it's like to feel great. You might think you do, but for some of you watching this, the great moments in your life really aren't that great. They're just little states of pleasure attained through sex or watching TV or doing something that's pleasurable. But the problem is that this pleasure comes and goes, and your essential, your basic state is still negative. And so you're going to continue to just walk around with a rain cloud over your head, looking for these little scraps of pleasure to pick at from life, like a desperate, hungry animal. But you don't need to be hungry. You can be full all the time. So in the link, I'm going to include a powerful meditation that I've been listening to every day. And it'll walk you through all the steps. First, accepting how you feel, accepting this negative state. And secondly, allowing yourself to shift to a positive state. Now, one thing I recommend is don't just listen to this video once and call it good. It's something that you need to do consistently. Because when you shift yourself to that positive state, it takes practice to really unlock the deep positive emotions that exist, that deep state of well-being. So at first, you may just imagine something good that happened to you, and you may feel a little happy from it, and that's okay. But then the next day, you may listen to it, and this happy feeling might be even deeper. And then the next day, you might listen to it, and you might envision a higher dimension or a higher, a higher version of this world that is so beautiful. And you see, all of a sudden you open your eyes and you say, oh my God, like that state of being is possible, and it was in me this whole time. So keep doing the meditation, and you will begin to realize that these feelings were inside you, and you can begin to change your life from changing your state of being, which you have the power to do.